Hey, my question is more about cycles. I find myself where I'm always progressing all the time, but it always seems to be in a cycle. So be in a cycle where live in an $80,000 condo and always make it, and then progress to a point, buy $1 million house. I feel like I'm just making it and not progressing. And get to a point where
You didn't feel progression between the $80,000 condo and the $1 million house? That didn't feel like progression to you?
It felt like one step. Instead of going up, it feels like a step and stopping, a step and stopping. It doesn't feel like a constant flow.
We want to hear more from you, but we want to answer why that feels like that. When life causes you to ask for something, we've been talking about this, and you're not a vibrational match to it, then it feels far away. Sometimes people will use words like, I have this really big dream. I have this really, really big dream. And we want to say, those things that you call really, really big dreams are going to remain sort of unachievable to you, because in your saying, well, that's easy to accomplish, and so I do, but that's difficult to accomplish, and so I don't. There's a belief factor that doesn't let you receive more than you believe that you can receive. When you are sifting and putting things into the vortex, you've heard us talk about step 1, step 2, step 3, ad nauseum. We don't talk about much else. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And these days we're really emphasizing step 3, that you've got to be in the receiving mode. Here's the thing, when you are in the receiving mode, then what you're receiving feels perfectly normal to you. So the way that translates is most things just feel like the next logical step, because you have to accomplish the vibrational shift first before they can happen. And because you have accomplished the vibrational shift first, when they happen, it just feels like the next logical step. And it's a little confounding to you, because when you really wanted something you didn't believe, it felt like a great big step. But then when you did the energy work and you allowed it to happen, it felt like the next logical step, no big deal. Don't you like knowing that? Or are you like so many people who like the drama? One day we were visiting with a woman, and we wanted to get her to talk about things that she desired, because she was just talking about what she didn't want and what she didn't want and what she didn't want and what she didn't want. And so we were trying to get her to talk about what she desired. And so we said, well, what about this? Oh no, I don't want that, I've already got that. Well, what about this? Oh no, I don't want that, I've already got that. And what she was saying was, she thought that desire, that feeling of desire, is that edgy feeling of yearning for something. Want this thing that I cannot have, and that's what desire felt like to her. And there was a sort of titillation and excitement about that, because there's something that was exciting to her about wanting something that felt unachievable, but if it was already achieved, then she didn't want it. Well, that's the way she felt. But this is what we want you to begin understanding and watching for. And we're calling it the turning thoughts to thing sweet spot. So if you have accepted along with us that there is a vibrational reality that you've already created that hasn't yet manifested, somewhere between that vibrational reality and your ability to allow yourself to receive it are all of the emotions that you will ever feel. Every emotion on the emotional scale is between what you've put into the vortex and your ability to allow it to manifest. And so if you are really in an expectant mode and what's in the vortex is being easily received by you, then you're just having this ease and flow, this feeling of natural well-being, and there's no drama. But if you want it and don't allow it, and want it and don't allow it, and want it and don't allow it, so that you've got all that edginess, and then you find a moment of allowing it, then there's a little more exhilaration in that crack of letting something in. But you can play it any way you want. You really are dramatic people, and we know that depriving yourself of things, it's what you teach your children sometimes. You don't want to get everything all at once, and if you do, then you refer to them as spoiled. You don't want your children to just ask and receive and ask and receive and ask and receive. No, you need to wait longer. You need to suffer the absence of it so that you will appreciate the presence of it. That's the way most humans believe. If you suffer the absence of it, then there'll be greater appreciation in the presence of it. And that's why you live such jerky lives. That's why you don't get much flow. Your opening words were you wanted to talk about what? What was the word you used?
Cycle.
Cycle. And we wanted to jump in there and say, then you want to talk about momentum, because that's what the cycles are all about. And the biggest cycle that we would like you to consider is the experience of exploring contrast, putting it into your vortex. It's weird over there, but you find some way to align with it. You move over, you're a match to it. Now that you're a match to it, it manifests in your experience. Now you stand in that new manifested experience with a new set of contrast, which causes you to launch another rocket. It's just this continuing cycle of asking and receiving and asking and receiving and asking and receiving, and you will never stop asking. But it's a good thing, not a bad thing, when your expectation of receiving is so solid that you don't turn cartwheels over anything. For a long time, Esther would say, oh, it's unbelievable. Can you believe what happened? And she and Jerry would laugh about it, because they knew if they didn't believe it, it couldn't have happened. But still, some of those things that came were pretty awesome and pretty amazing, and in a relatively short period of time. We want you to believe it. We want you to get to the place where it just feels natural to you, that you just accept well-being and clarity and things working out for you as the next logical step, where you just expect that now you've put it into the vortex and it feels good to think about it, that it's going to start turning into the thing, and that you're going to get to witness, be a witness to its unfolding. How surprising it would be like, now follow this, you're going to really like this. So a magnificent artisan who has decided to create a beautiful clay sculpture, so gathers the components and has the skill, done lots of things before, and masterfully works on it for a while. Took a while to get the materials, took a while for the image to form in his mind. He used the power of his concentration and the wisdom of his experience, and he formed this magnificent creation, and then went, oh my God, look at that. Where did that come from? Really? That's not the way it happened. That person knew what was coming, knew it was going to be good, molded into place. It was not a big surprise. It was exactly what he expected. It looked just like the drawing. So when you are aware of what you've been asking for, and you're aware of how it feels when you think about it, and you deliberately focus on it in a way that feels good, then as it begins to evolve little by little, there's nothing surprising about it. It's just normal. It's just the next logical step. You get to experience a whole pipeline of never-ending things coming out of your vortex and evolving into the tangible, see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it reality that you all expected when you decided to come into this leading edge place of creation. You are not here being tested. You are masterful creators, and you are so excited about being on the leading edge, where your ideas and the things that matter to you take shape and form right before your eyes. You see? Helpful?
Yeah.